After the ritual, the Baba handed Tunde a chain from his sacred pot, warning him never to remove it. He then gave him a terrifying order. Every Wednesday at midnight, Tunde was to find a mad woman and sleep with her. If he failed or slept with the same woman twice, he would lose a family member. Tunde's heart sank, but he complied, driven by his desire for a better life. It was a tough pill to swallow, but Jide assured him he would help him. For a year, Tunde faithfully followed the Baba's instructions, seeking out different mad women every Wednesday. It wasn't easy, but he did it. Even Jide, the friend who had initiated him into this dark world, had his own terrifying condition. His soul was tied to a dog in his house. If the dog died, Jide would die too. Tunde thought it was the worst condition he had ever heard of. But despite the horror of it all, the money began to flow in. Tunde sent some of it home and indulged in a reckless lifestyle, sleeping with countless girls, particularly from various universities. A few months later, Jide's dog, a German Shepherd, fell ill. Tunde and Jide took the dog to the vet, and Tunde was gripped with fear at the thought of losing his friend. Thankfully, the dog didn't die. One night, while Jide's dog was ill, they threw a party with some girls they had picked up from university campuses. After the party, the girls stayed over and everyone got heavily drunk. When they woke up the next morning, they discovered that thieves had broken into the apartment because they hadn't locked the door the night before. Strangely, nothing was stolen, but the thieves had shot the dog dead. Tunde froze when he saw the lifeless body of the German Shepherd. One of the girls they had hooked up with came downstairs saying that she had been trying to wake him up for a while, but he wasn't responding. Tunde, trying to keep calm, told her that Jide was probably just tired and suggested they all head back to campus immediately. Once the girls left, Tunde rushed upstairs to Jide's room and instantly knew that his friend was dead. He had no idea how to contact Jide's family or anyone connected to him, so he called the other guys involved in their rituals. Together, they took Jide to the hospital, where he was confirmed dead and sent to the morgue. Tunde was terrified. Another Wednesday was fast approaching, and he didn't know what to do. That night, in fact, Tunde couldn't bring himself to perform the ritual. The next morning, he received a devastating call from his mother, who told him that his sister had been unalived in a car accident on her way to school. Grief-stricken, Tunde rushed on that same Thursday, and his sister was buried over the weekend due to her young age. Devastated by the loss, Tunde called the Baba in Benin and told him that he wanted to quit the ritual. The Baba refused, saying Tunde couldn't walk away from what he had started. He warned Tunde that if he tried to leave, he would unalive him instead. Though Tunde disagreed, he felt trapped with no way out. Fortunately, the following Wednesday, Tunde's friends helped him find a mad woman for the ritual. Unbeknownst to him, it was a woman he had already slept with before. That same week, Tunde's father died in a car accident on his way home from work. In the span of 2 weeks, Tunde had lost both his little sister and his father. As another Wednesday approached, Tunde found a nurse at a psychiatric hospital who agreed to assist him. Each week, Tunde paid the nurse to let him sleep with a mad woman in the hospital. This arrangement continued for 6 months, during which Tunde felt a brief sense of peace. However, he remained haunted by the guilt of his actions, knowing that his sister and father had died as a result of his pursuit of blood money. Then came another Wednesday. After 6 months of relying on the nurse at the psychiatric hospital, Tunde was devastated to learn that she had fallen ill and died. With her passing, no one was left to help him, and his friends who had been assisting him could no longer keep their promises. Out of the 9 men who had traveled to Benin, including Tunde's late friend, 6 had died in a horrific accident, and the whereabouts of the remaining 2 were unknown. Tunde's entire nuclear family had been wiped out. Once a family of 5, now only he remained. His mother, father, brother, and sister were all gone. Overwhelmed with guilt, Tunde felt that he had sinned against God in ways he could never be forgiven for. He sought help from various pastors, but he discovered that they were all frauds. Their spiritual leader, the Baba, was the same as the one he had consulted in Benin, so they could offer no assistance. Facing his own mortality, Tunde knew his days on earth were numbered, and that death could come for him at any time. He implored others to heed his story as a warning. Having turned to Christ in a final attempt to find peace for his soul, he requested prayers, hoping that if he died, his soul might find a peaceful resting place. He left behind this final plea: "All that glitters is not gold. I have lost my entire nuclear family, all for blood money. Please let my story be a warning. I have given my life to Christ, hoping that if I die, my soul can find a peaceful resting place. Please say a prayer for me. Goodbye."